Full circle.
Was saying that y'all know about the benches. But she didn't say benches. No, she didn't.
She did say benches. Y'all took the wrong way.
She did not say benches. And she was clear in all her doors.
What's good about these broke benches?
Rod, I appreciate you editing that the intro.
Yeah. Because Terrence was just, he trying to get us kicked off already.
And if they didn't hurt it then, Rod was about to loop it back around and say, hey, make sure you kick us off.
I made sure. If y'all want to catch that, you got to go back and watch the episode. Other than that, you won't catch it from me.
Right.
Good evening. I have a question. Well, I have a couple of questions about how's everybody doing today. I see Eric is still celebrating his anniversary. It's all good. It's all, I think they got some bad weather going on, so I understand. Yeah, the storm.
Hey, how many times can you not show up for work before you get fired?
Yeah, he's pretty close. He is pretty close.
He did call in, though. He ain't just no show.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still penalty on the call ins. Technically, it was a text in.
He got one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we just find him.
When he come back, you start over, right?
Yeah.
That's all bad. You're going to put him out.
3 strikes you out, right?
A lot of stuff happened this week. A lot of stuff. So I have a question real quick. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. Oh man. The Oscars felt like a WWE match, man. I thought it was WrestleMania come early. You know what was going on.
Yep.
So I've been talking to lots of people. I've been reading comments. I've been doing lots and lots of research on this topic. So my big question is, was Will Smith right or was he wrong? Was he right or was he wrong? I can admit I'm torn. I'm really torn on whether he was right or wrong because I understand both sides.
Okay, well, from your side, how do you? Because I agree with you. Because I've seen both sides of the argument, and both carry good weight. Yeah. It just depends on how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Now me, don't go because you look like you had something to say, bro.
It depends on the day. Day 1, he was wrong. Day 2, you know what? I guess you have to correct folks when they need to be corrected. However you gonna correct them, that's how you correct them.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point where you just slap the grown man in the face. You can't just go around slapping grown men in the face on national TV.
International TV. Folks everywhere watching this. This ain't just something that's put on in America. Oscars, anybody could be an Oscar winner.
I would have pressed all the charges. After I drop kicked him in the back.
I was so torn because
2 feet to the back.
Exactly. I understood on one side that hey, he taking it too far. I understand he a comedian, but that's my wife. I'm gonna stick up to my wife, so I get it. But at the same time, you slap me on stage in front of these people. Oh, there's gonna be some consequences and repercussions.
Right. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How was the joke too far?
So now I got deep into the joke because I give you a little backstory on the joke. But of course, I don't know if Chris Rock knew about her condition. I don't know.
I didn't know, so I didn't know he knew.
Well, a lot of people didn't know until that whole part came out. So I don't know if he knew about it. And so if he did know about it, it was too far because that was something medically that she had no control of. One like she chose to shave her head. So if he knew it was too far. But the second part about that lady that played G.I. Jane, I think Heidi Klum or whatnot, I don't remember who it was.
No, it was Demi Moore.
Demi Moore.
Yeah,
That's
Demi Moore.
Apparently, she cheated on her husband with somebody much younger than her.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She cheated with Ashton.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
So
you really think it was going that deep?
I don't know. But
Right,
see,
that would be a deep cut though.
You
I'm
went
just
real
saying.
deep on that one.
Now you looking at it from, okay, my wife got a condition. You talking about her bald head. You could be talking about her and her entanglements. And in 2016, Chris Rock had all the jokes about, who really cares about Jada not being invited to the Oscars. That's like me being invited to a round of panties. At that point, Will Smith could have just felt like it was just too much. I ain't taking this no more.
He laughed though. He laughed when the joke was made.
He did laugh.
He laughed. If that's the case, if he laughed, do he deserve a slap too?
Look, he deserves a slap.
Be honest, he's probably gonna get slapped if he didn't go up there and slap. To be honest, I believe that that she is abusing him, probably not physically. I'm not be honest, probably not physically, but emotionally and probably spiritually. She is. Right. She has a stronghold on him.
Right. And see that was my standpoint when that happened. And then if you listen to his acceptance speech when he won, that man going through something. He going through something. That was just years of this the time. I'm finna do something.
He's a paid actor. He's supposed to know how to cry on.
I
He's a paid actor.
I feel, but he was. Hey,
that's acting.
He was acting very well up on that stage right there.
He got me.
Won an Oscar.
I would have gave him another one right there and there
for his performance.
I get it, but I do think there's some other issues there, man. And I'll tell you my example. I saw this on Facebook somewhere. You remember when Tyrese had his whole thing with his daughter 2 years and everything? He broke down and crying. Mm-hmm. And what did everybody do?
Talked about it.
They talked about him. They laughed.
He became a meme.
Then the Kanye West thing come, and he had his whole thing with his daughter and his wife and everything. What they do? Mm-hmm. Talk about him and laugh. Then the entanglement came, and what they do? Talk about him and
bad. They talk about him bad. And
so that's and I'm not saying that anybody right or wrong, but there's a trend.
Well, my opinion is it wasn't a slap worthy joke. Like if it went too far, like the joke was, Jada, I love you. See you in whatever the movie is.
Yeah,
done. Move on. He gone. Like that was no slap worthy joke.
It's just in that it's for the eyes of the beholder. If she didn't like it and she told Will, you better do something, Will didn't care what the joke was. If she said it, he did it.
Will didn't really want to. Will didn't really want to fight that man. Because if a black man really want to fight a black man, he ain't gonna do it on the stage that somebody gonna break you up. I'm gonna come to you after the show.
I don't know, man.
Nobody broke it up though.
I feel like that form on that slap. You were like, wow. He turned around and walked off like John Wayne. Like,
he knew what wasn't gonna happen.
But let me ask you this question. Let's say Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or anybody else, The Rock, said that joke. Will Will Smith go up there and react the same way?
He probably would have not.
I think he still would have.
You think he still would have?
And because if he was truly upset, the size didn't matter. Think about somebody get you to the point where you're ready to fight. You go fight.
If you impaired or upset, size don't matter.
Size don't matter. You just take that L.
But that wasn't his. Like he wasn't initially mad. Like it wasn't like joke. I'm mad. Let's go. It was like joke.
If you defended somebody, if you defended somebody honor too, the size doesn't matter because you have to defend that honor.
She ain't been defending his honor.
I think Ika just said it best. She said he wasn't satisfying.
How many? What it called? Purple table, red table, red
top,
table?
red tabletop,
blue top.
They said they gonna bring this to the red table.
They better. Mike said here, I'm gonna watch it.
He better flip the table
situation. Just like Mike says, an on-site situation. Stuff happens. Sometimes you got to catch them hands on site. Now,
I think he was looking for an opportunity. He just looking for an opportunity.
now, the bigger point for me is
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock didn't do nothing. He didn't retaliate. You know, to me, that takes a strong person. I understand the Bible say turn the other cheek.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's a hard cheek to turn in front of millions and millions of people.
Man, that
Well,
fella's at his job. He had to.
Yeah.
He was at work. You can't be acting a fool at your job.
Right.
and honestly, you got to think about the after effect of the slap with Chris Rock. He's got a tour coming up. Have you seen the ticket prices? The ticket prices have
Went up.
it's like 4 times the price because people are intrigued.
They want to
see
hear
if
what he
he's
had to
gonna
say.
talk about it, right? Because he's got to have a bit about it.
Oh,
Even
if I'm
if he-
Chris Rock, that my whole sitcom. You think Chappelle went off? I'm gonna go off.
But I don't really think he'll just go off
He not.
on Will. I think he's gonna tell it from the perspective of him getting slapped and make that into the joke.
He gonna make a really good story. He gonna have it all.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really good.
No, put it like
might
this.
be good,
If I'm
but
Chris Rock,
it might not. If I'm Chris Rock, ain't no tour. Somebody catching this 2-piece.
no. I'm if
Gotta
I'm
get
Chris
the
Rock,
money.
That's a whole lot of money you giving up though.
look,
Yeah.
if I'm Chris Rock,
Don't lead the tour now. They can still catch the 2-piece. You can have the tour.
If they catch the 2-piece, they gonna cancel. You ain't gonna win.
No.
But you know, to be honest, he gonna have a double show then. They're gonna have him in the morning and the afternoon and that night.
I'm sorry, JP. What'd you say?
no, you good. I'm just saying, if I'm Chris Rock, I'm gonna go so hard on Will, Jada, them boys, the girls, the boy/girl. I'm going hard on all of them.
What's
And
this?
it's gonna be to the point that when Will Smith, you talking about smash on sight, he definitely gonna be pissed off if he ain't pissed off. This gonna be the beginning.
And right, it's like a Will Smith digging himself in a big old hole because right now he cannot get out of it. Because if he thought that was bad, just imagine how it's gonna be from this point on. How can he shake this? If he couldn't shake the entanglement, now how can he shake this?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just depends on who is he really concerned about. Who's gonna be worried about it? Because as you see, he did the slap, but he still got a standing ovation when he won. You know, they didn't show any disagreement with it. So
They did.
you saw him. He was at the after party rapping the intro. Fresh Prince. He rapped a couple of songs at the after party.
He was still out there crying.
Folks still. I'm pretty sure somebody might have came to him. Will, you know you were wrong. He went on. West Philadelphia, born and raised. It's party. So to say
Hey, you
he
knew you
can't
were gonna have
out,
to pay the piper the next day. You might well go and get your pardon out the way, because the next day you're gonna have to write an apology. You're gonna have to talk to lawyers. You're gonna see if you're gonna be able to keep that Oscar or not, if they're gonna take it from you. You're gonna be able to come back anymore. So he had a lot. He might well have went on the party.
yeah.
So,
But if I was Chris Rock, I would have showed up at the party.
Anybody seen Will? Oh, okay. He on stage 1. All right.
ask you another question. So I seen this on TikTok. All right, people are talking about this everywhere. So, but this one lady in particular was talking about Jada and what her role is in that situation. And what she said was Jada is evil. Is what she said. Now she said she's evil, and she quoted this scripture, Isaiah 3:17, and it says, I'm reading the NIV version. It says, the Lord will bring swords on the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will make their foreheads. And basically, what that scripture was talking about, if you look at it a little bit, it was struck down because of their pridefulness and made bald. And so what she was saying is her disease is
a manifestation of her of what's inside of her.
yeah.
But I know
that's
people.
That's
I
that
know
Bible
people with
interpretation.
alopecia that. I mean, I know people that with alopecia that had it since they were like very, very young.
Right.
So I don't know if that scripture gonna go with it. But this is a woke generation. We want to go deep on everything.
Yeah.
It was a slap.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm putting it all out there. I'm telling you, everything. It's been 3 days. People have been just summoning up everything.
Oh yeah, you right. Yeah, I done seen, and I've seen it from every angle, every situation, every this what I would have did. He should have did that. She should have stopped him. This and that. I'm like, I mean, it goes back to what Terrence say. In the moment, who can say what they would really do? A lot of people say, "Well, I wouldn't have did nothing. I would have waited till he got off stage, talked to him. I would have went up there." You know, in that moment, I mean, who's to say? And like I say, with Will, it's so much more to it. It's not just he did a G.I. Jane joke on my wife.
I think he would have done better if he just said what he said from his chair after the slap,
Nah,
and then Chris
then,
Rock would have moved on.
It
nah,
wouldn't
then,
matter.
then you gonna look like, yeah, then you gonna look like, why you just yelling from your seat?
You
Black
said
people
something.
be like, why you ain't go up there, Will?
But then the black folks are also
Jada would have been like, you gonna sit there and yell? You can't defend me better than that.
You can't start it.
So here's so many things. Chris Rock apologized for the joke.
Mm-hmm.
So are we to a point?
I went back and found out that wasn't true.
No, that what wasn't true. His apology.
He didn't apologize.
Didn't apologize. I researched it because I was trying to figure out why they kept talking about Will apology, but not Chris Rock's.
I thought that was a statement that was put out somewhere about Chris Rock.
I thought so too. That's why I went back and researched.
Chris Rock his party has not released any type of statement.
That's what I found. That's what I found.
So when I read that, I was like, yeah, I definitely feel I'm on Chris Rock's side. Whatever we got to do to get Will, I'm down for it. You know, I mean, you just don't wake up and slap a man. I mean, that don't come to your mind to slap a man.
Yeah,
not on national TV. I see you off in a corner somewhere. You probably slap him. You have to go blows.
Just like my boy Shannon Sharp said it the best. In our community, is 3 things you just don't do. You don't use the N-word, you don't spit on nobody, and you don't slap nobody. Those are like, it's like he said, it's on site. Like you can't, like that's just,
and it's
just that. He had to whoop him.
We see,
got to.
And that's why I say I commend Chris Rock because we seen people die for less.
Good point.
And no, he didn't react at all. So I do have a question for any young ladies that may be watching. You can put your comments in the comment section. In this situation, let's say you out with your spouse and you feel disrespected. It doesn't matter if it's at a comedy show or whatever. You're just out with your spouse and you feel disrespected. What is he supposed to do? Ladies, put your comments in the comment section. We'll read them. Just tell me, what is your significant other supposed to do when you feel disrespected? Fellas, somebody disrespect your wife, your significant other, whoever. What you doing?
I gonna speak on mine. That's why I say in the moment, you don't know what you do. Now my wife can see me act a fool for less than that. So probably if it happened, if we out in public, it might go a little too far. She see me get pulled out of parties, but she was right behind me. So you know,
it's a time and a place for everything. You know, the Oscars want the time to just, because you could have came back and put Chris Rock to shame with your words after your speech, because you know you're gonna win it. But you know, for one, we always talk about violence. You know, we see violence and stuff like this. You don't do that. Now, like I said, Will could have handled it better. But yeah, you know, it's a time and a place. You know, now if he was outside in the park or whatever, man, yeah, it's let's go. You know, but if you don't slap a man, you might as well hit him with the right and the left.
Right. I agree with you on that, JB. It is a time and a place. But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be at the Oscars accepting an award. So yeah, I feel if any of us get disrespected like that, it's not gonna be at a formal event. So
hey, Will, you talk about yourself, I ain't gonna talk about mine.
I'm sorry, John. If somebody disrespect you at a banquet, it's something ain't right. They've been waiting to do that.
And it depends on the location. It depends on the place for me for my reaction to it. Because the thing is, you have to think about the repercussions of any action. Now I'm out there fighting. I'm a grown man out there fighting in the fighting at church. How does it look?
Yeah.
But if somebody is in my parking lot or in my driveway disrespecting, oh, it's on. I'm back a plump fool. But
So
it's all about the situation and location.
you think Will would have slapped him if that joke had happened at a church? It was at a church scene?
He slapped him at the Oscars.
Yeah, he slapped somebody at the Oscars on national TV. It didn't matter where it was at.
It didn't matter where he was gonna slap somebody.
It was somebody.
He had his
I like
he had his slap.
He was gonna slap somebody. It wasn't necessarily gonna have to be Chris Rock. He was just looking for somebody.
Yeah, he was looking for somebody. And
If
then I think he
Peyton Manning, go ahead.
I don't know now. Peyton Manning might get slapped.
Peyton Manning would not get slapped.
I don't really think he gonna.
In this situation, I'm telling you,
Peyton Manning, he's 6'6", but I think Will would have caught him.
in this situation, it didn't matter if it was Peyton Manning, The Rock. It didn't matter who it was. In this situation,
I don't know about The Rock. No, I see Peyton Manning.
Step back a little bit.
What called The Rock? I mean, Chris Rock was not on guard. I think The Rock would have been. Because if you would have put your hands up, if you would have stepped back, you could avoid a lot of that.
now,
He did not move.
the situation might have been different if it had been The Rock. He might not just been a slap.
I just don't see.
Yeah, he probably would have tackled him.
The Rock.
He probably would have tackled him. He probably ran on the stage and did a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But my thing is, I looked at
Drop the people elbow on right at the same time.
My thing is, I've been seeing all these clips, so I looked at Chris Rock like while he was walking towards him, and I think he thought, I don't know what he thought, but I don't think he was expecting him to come up there like and just slap him. He was looking at him like he's gonna come up there and tell him leave him alone or something like that, or something. They're gonna walk off. They got to be some kind of friends.
Now he probably thought it was like a Kanye West type thing. So he come up there and take the mic from him.
Right. And
But
then the audience don't know. They probably thought, well, this is a part of the bit. It's a part of the skit.
I did not believe it was real until I had to really watch it over and over again.
I wasn't watching it until I saw it popped up on my timeline. I was like, let me watch it. I said, oh, now. I analyzed. I said, this might be fake. Then he was in the audience. I like, he looked a little heated how he talking in the audience. That kind of took it to a little bit more real estate for me.
So, speaking of one more thing that happened at the Oscars that was nobody knows this part about the Oscars.
Hey, can I say this one thing?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What you been saying?
No, go ahead. Because it's not about the slap.
Because this ain't about slap either, so it might be something else. We might be talking about the same thing.
No, go ahead.
So since this is the first year, and this might be what you finished to go, that a black man produced the Oscars, don't it seem like it just cliche for something like this to happen when the black man produced it?
You definitely don't want it to happen when the black man is producing, because people are gonna label it and they're gonna stereotype it. You know, I don't think he got
his due honor to be the first person to produce.
I think that about a lot of like everything after the slap at the Oscars was overshadowed. Like Questlove won the best documentary right after slap. How many people was focused on his speech, and then after Will's speech is even more, shadowed over everything else that was going on at the Oscars. So I think
we just not got started being invited to the Oscars. Now Will Smith was going to start slapping people around.
I thought they were boycotting.
They said
no.
They got invited.
Jada boycotted in 2016. Chris Rock made the joke about Jada boycotting the Oscars.
But did y'all see the clip where Will Smith made the joke back in the 90s? He was on Arsenio Hall. He joked about his guitar player by being bald. And he had the same condition that Jada had. And Will said it's just a joke, man. It's just a joke.
Will ain't married to him.
You right. But still, it's still a joke.
I get your point,
It's
though.
the same joke.
So something else happened at the Oscars, and I just want to get y'all opinion on it. Samuel L. Jackson won an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Academy Honorary Award for all of his collection of work. Mm-hmm. So he didn't get an Oscar for any one movie. He got an Oscar for being him. So do you feel like he got a real? I mean, it's an Oscar, but it's an honorary Oscar. That's what it is.
He got a participation trophy. That's what he got. Now I don't knock it. I'm happy that he got the Oscar. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the point of the Oscar is to get the award for a particular body of work that you have acted in or produced. Now, of course, if you body all his movies together, it's great. But I mean,
he didn't get best actor, not best supporting role, none of that.
But I think he was cheated on Django. He should have got something for Django. It's the best supporting actor or something. Oh yeah, he did an amazing job on Django.
Him Leonardo was too good.
Did you see Hateful Eight? Hateful Eight was really good.
It was.
I mean,
Coach Carter was really good in that.
He had a lot of good roles.
He had a lot of great
movies. Black mode.
A lot of great movies. But I personally think, like you said, that Samuel Jackson, him, Denzel, a lot of them, they always been, cut short from the Oscars in terms of getting an award. But when Samuel Jackson got that award, I think him and Chris Rock should have went foul Will Smith and slapped the shit out of him.
No, cause did you see when cause Samuel presented for Will Smith's award? Now, did you see how Samuel greeted Will Smith when he came to the set? He gave him like that type of high five. Like, I've been waiting on somebody to slap Chris Rock.
And he hugged.
So he might have been on Will Smith's side. I'm just saying. I don't think he gonna ride with y'all like you want to ride. Man, y'all know Chris Rock had something coming.
Nah, he talks about people all the time.
All the time.
He's a comedian. That's his job.
That's what I'm saying. It's a comedian. It's what
you just can't slap Chris Rock and don't slap Dave.
Yeah, you can't.
Dave Chappelle is way worse than Chris Rock.
Dave been in the gym though. If Dave give up $50 million, I think he don't mind giving up a butt whooping too.
So if Dave Chappelle makes a joke, Will Smith slap Dave Chappelle.
Hey, Dave talking about other people. He ain't talking about why. He talking about sexual preference.
He talking about everybody.
Yeah, anybody. I mean, you can what if this situation all night. It's done. That's how that brother reacted in that moment.
I tell you what, next week we just gonna have to bring Will to the show and let's talk to
We'll call him. Get on there, Will. The Willis get together.
I got the plug, man, so I can't call him.
You flew the jet.
Hey, I got the connections, cuz.
The last thing on the slap, there was Amy. Who was it? Amy Schumer? Yeah,
Amy Schumer.
She was hosting. She's saying that she is still traumatized.
I always gotta play the victim.
Here it is. 2 days later, she's still.
I saw that. I saw that comment she made. I'm like, 2 days later, you ain't. How does the slap adversely affected your life?
I guess she said, that was one of the jokes she was gonna make, and she was scared she was gonna get.
Good point.
I guess that's a good warning for it then.
I guess I ain't never been a fan of her, so I don't really.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey had a lot to say though. Jim Carrey said he would have sued him for $200 million.
Shoot, Will would have been locked up than me. Charges, authorities. So you should have ever got them like authorities. I need you to arrest that man right there.
I am pressing charges right now. Y'all stop the show. I need to go sign. I need to sign an affidavit right now.
I'm pressing it. I ain't got y'all see it.
He need to be
Take
picked.
back.
He need to be picked up before he walk out this building.
This gonna be the
Put him
Rock
in
Awards
handcuffs.
now, huh? They ain't got no more Academy Award. These the Rock Awards.
I'm suing everybody. The security guard who let that fella come up on the stage. Y'all say y'all gonna protect me. I'm
Yep.
suing it, and he need to put him in jail right now.
Hey man, he got to have some type of. It's got to be consequences for your actions. We all got to go sit a night in jail or something.
They said the Oscars investigating and discipline
Yeah.
actions are finna happen. But
What investigation you need?
Right. Like they
But
look
they-
at the tape.
Yeah, they gotta look at
They
from
also-
all angles. Maybe he
They
didn't
also
really hit him.
they also said that he was asked to leave and he refused to leave.
I didn't know that.
That's the new thing that's out right now. They said he was asked to leave and he refused to leave. And he said, "No, let me finish this. I ain't about to walk out now. Let me finish. See if they can call
Will
my
Smith
name."
say, "I ain't really hit him, man. That's acting. You know, y'all
So,
gotta learn how to do it. You gotta watch the tape,
so,
watch from
so
all
my
angles."
thing is they protested because there wasn't enough black people that were featured. Then they get invited, and then they kind of now pleading to be invited back because I kind of went off just a little bit. So can y'all invite me back? And he didn't apologize to the Academy twice versus Chris Rock once, and he really want to get invited back.
Mike made a good point. Back in the day, John Wayne rushed the stage, no consequences.
oh, you
Well,
know,
well,
we living in double standard.
Yeah, now that's a whole nother argument. That goes back to the whole background and premise of the Oscars. I mean, it ain't never been for us anyway.
Right.
So if you go there and act up, I'm surprised they didn't. I mean, because he Will Smith, wasn't too much was gonna happen. Now had it been somebody maybe of a little
It had
lesser
been
status.
Willie Davidson.
Oh, yeah. I would be handcuffed on the stage. Right there and there. Get on the ground.
I'm sure the next Oscars there will be security and barricades.
Be patting
Nobody
down.
be able to rush the stage no more.
Keep your hands to your sides.
Nah, they
You know,
gonna
no
stop letting y'all
sudden
colors come.
So speaking of us and who we are, one of the things that we represent, another topic that we was going to talk about today is Black Greek letter organizations. We're talking about, are they still needed in the 21st century? They've been here for over 100 years, and several organizations have celebrated their 100th year in establishment, founder. And now we just want to talk about it. How do you feel? Some of us are in some of them, some of us are not. How do you feel? Do you feel like the NPHC Divine Nine are making a positive impact on the community today?
Hey Rod, I just got one question before we start. Who are the Divine Nine?
All right, so we have Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi, Delta Sigma Theta, Phi Beta Sigma, Zeta Phi Beta, Sigma Gamma Rho, and Iota Phi Theta. Those are the
So
nine.
I just wanted to know was the
you did a
iota
good
still in
job,
there?
bro.
I was trying to figure out was the iota still in there because I'm just be honest. At USM we had one iota.
Yeah,
And
Jamal,
everybody
that's
knew
man.
that one iota.
What? Yeah,
Okay.
the iotas are still.
Make sure y'all
Nothing happened to the
include.
iotas. They're still there.
He's still there.
Yeah, Jamal's still staying in Hattiesburg, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to call out people names.
I mean, everybody know who he is. You talking about one? He like everybody know.
Yeah. So what's the question? Are they still needed? Are they still relevant?
Are they still relevant? Are they still needed? Are they still being? All of them was established on some form of service, especially service for African Americans at universities. There was a need where fraternities and sororities at that time wasn't allowing African Americans into their organization. So it was established, all of them were established at some point because there was a need for African Americans to have their own space, their own fraternity sorority to provide a service to not just the university, but African Americans. And through time, they've been involved in stuff like civil rights, and so on and so on. And so now today, 21st century, we're still dealing with rights for African Americans. We're still still facing, I mean, several things on violence and just education. Are the Divine Nine still valuable or showing value to the community?
Um, I definitely say they are still needed. Uh, just because, like you said, Rod, they were all formed on service, and each organization has their own principles that they stand upon, and all those principles are very relevant in society and helping us move forward as a people. Um, and for like us who went to Southern Mississippi, um, the African American population did not outweigh the Caucasian population. So I think in a lot of PWIs that the uh, the fraternities and sororities do give a, I don't want to say a safe place, but it gives a place for us to congregate, to share our ideas, and also do the service and actually try to uphold what the principles for our organizations actually stand for. Now, a lot of people have their own opinion on if it's still relevant or if those organizations are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. But you always got to think it's times have changed. Like since I know since me and Rod pledged, times have changed, people have changed. So you can't look at the organization actions. You can't compare it. I feel because if you start comparing it to what we did back in 2005, 2006, 2007 to what they're doing now in 2020, 2021, you're gonna disvalue both sides in some type of way. So I think that you have to look at the new Greeks in a new light, and you have to find the good that they're going and doing, and also try to help them out along that way.
So since this was the topic I brought up, I just got it. So my thing is, we're basing most of me and Terrence is the only one that's not Greek affiliated. So my question is, so since we're basing most of our fraternities off of brotherhood and most of our sororities off sisterhood, I know that there's a trying period to get everybody involved in, your organization to get in. I know there's a period to get involved in the organization, to be a participant in the organization, correct? So my thing is, if I want to be a member of your organization, why is there so many hassles? And I had to be picked and chosen to be a part of a brotherhood to help the community.
So I would say, if you, for me, it wasn't necessarily about joining just so I could help the community because you can do community service at any point, any time. You don't have to be in a particular organization to do that.
Right.
But I
But
feel
what about
like
people who just want that brotherhood, just want that, you know, friendship?
okay,
That
and I
community?
see what you're saying, but I feel like if there was, I put it this way: there's a criteria to do everything in life, whether it's go to work, whether it is go to church, whether it is join any other organization that will let you in without being chosen. They still look at some type of criteria. But for whatever reason, when Greek life does it, it's an issue. And I don't see the difference when us taking time out to select somebody they deem will be responsible and actually put forth an effort to help grow the organization versus somebody just wanting to join something else um, and not have to be selected. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My point of view is this is what I stood on back in college, and I kind of still stand on it today. But I me personally, I feel like I don't have to pay somebody to be my friend. Not to knocking anything against the Greek organization, but me personally, I feel like I should have to pay somebody to be my friend. But on the whole ideal of having a group of organized people together to be a force in the community, I applaud the fraternity and sororities because they have an organized group already have its ranks together. So if something needs to be done in the community, they can always call upon a group of people who've been established for years, and they have that ability to go into any community and find somebody who are already part of that community, and then still be able to be productive in the community just based on the namesake. So I applaud them on that sense. But you also can do that with the church. So I don't knock anything with a Greek organization. I never had a desire to be a part of it, so that's why I never really got into it. But as I watch what they do in the community, I think they are huge. They benefit the community a good bit when it's used properly, just like anything.
And I
So I
will
used
say,
to.
I will
So I
say,
used,
go ahead.
go ahead.
So my only thing I wanted to say is because that's one thing we get all the time, Tans. I don't have to feel like I have to pay nobody to be my friend. Well, I can tell you for straight up, and I know this is not what you mean because we talk about it all the time. But I just to let everybody know, I ain't friends with everybody that's in my organization. You know, I'm cool with most of everybody, but it's some of them I don't get along with either. That's part of it. You know, yes, I have to be brotherly because we chose to do this as a unit, but that don't mean we gotta be. But just because we in the same fraternity, yes, I may try to help you out where I can, but some of them brothers gonna get a little more from me, a little more effort from me than some of the other ones based on who they are individually. Had nothing to do with the organization. It's who they are as individuals.
So I did see a lot of community service that they used to do. You know, this pre 2003. So I'm gonna share this little story. When I first came to USM, they had an interest meeting for every organization, you know, and everybody could go. So I went. You know, it was for all the fraternities, all the fraternities at that time. And then it was one specific one I went to. I dressed to the T, man. I had my shiny silver suit on, you know, my shiny blue shirt on. I
He
thought,
did
man,
have that.
I thought I was clean
He
because
did
I was
have
gonna stand out
that.
and do me, right? So I went to the meeting.
What was shining coming out the room.
I felt like I was gonna stand out because I was gonna make an impression on these people. So I mean, I went to the meeting, but as I went on, the people that I know that was at the meeting that knew me, the brothers of the meeting, you know, they knew me and they would see me on campus, and I felt like, you know, over time it's like maybe somebody should have said, maybe once somebody from that group said, "Hey, I know you came to our interest meeting or whatever. Are you really encouraged to come and join us, or have you changed your mind, or it's just somebody reaching out to, you know, or if I don't have the grade, which was the case. I didn't have the grade. Somebody come up to me and say, you know, we got a tutoring, you know, on campus, and you know, we can help you get the grade to be able to enroll in this organization or such and such. Now,
You didn't go.
once I get in the process, if I don't make it through the process, then that's on me. But I thought
You didn't.
it should have been some kind of encouragement or something.
You didn't go to the right meeting because I went to a meeting.
Oh,
I
you
have no
did.
desire to say the names, and they asked me multiple times after the fact. It's
You
all about the
did.
meeting you come to.
I remember him going to that meeting.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Yep.
Terrence,
Doing that.
serious thing though. Like me and JP was staying in Elam, and I think it was during a storm or something. And I was like, Josh, I said, you know, I see a lot of people on campus, and people just walk by me, but JP, everybody's just like, "What's up, J? What's up, man? What's up?" Like people don't even know him. I gotta stand with people. And people don't even know him. So we were staying in Elam, and I was like, JP, okay, you stay right there. I'm staying right here. He like, man, I be knowing people. I said, nah, we go people you know, you tell me. People you don't know, they pay it by. Let's see who they speak to.
But you got to think. You and JP got two different personalities.
Yeah.
If you
Completely different personality.
if you and JP are just, if I didn't know y'all and y'all just standing there and how y'all act, you can, Johnny, you can be a little bit more. I don't know how to approach you. Now JP, you know how he ain't just gonna be the quiet. He gonna be the talking. He gonna be loud. Not saying the loud is bad, but I think he is a little bit more approachable just from a stranger point of view.
Just
Like,
by looking at him, because we just
this,
stand up, he just looked at him and they just spoke.
Because he walk around smiling everywhere. He's smiling all the time. It's all about you.
yeah, you walking around camera looking angry.
Like you about to jump on somebody for looking at you.
But no, like in your approach that you took, like my approach to Greek life was totally out. Like I didn't, like a lot of people didn't even know I wanted to be Greek. I didn't go. I did go to the interest meeting that I wanted to go to, but
Yeah, you ain't participated in none of our high school stuff.
Nah, I did not. I wasn't on campus just talking, making friends. I wasn't just out there. I hung with y'all, and y'all pretty much know that, because we was together most 24/7. But I didn't just broadcast it out there like that, and that's just that was my approach to it.
And for me, what happened for me is probably exactly the exact opposite that happened for you, Jonathan, because I came to Southern Miss only knowing one Greek letter organization, and when I got there, another one made an impression on me, and I said Phi Beta Sigma made an impression on me. And I did talk with. I admit I talked with some other people, and then they told me, I don't know if you should join that one anyway. But when I went to the interest meeting, the very first interest meeting that I went to, they didn't know me, but I can say there was a couple of people who took the time out to get to know me personally. There was one member who after on Tuesday and Thursday I had a technology class, and it seemed like he always was out there around that same time. And so we were walking, talking, tell me things that I need to do, make sure, ask me how my grades was, stuff like that. And so, I felt like they recruited me. It wasn't necessarily a thing that I wanted to join this organization and they needed to pick me. I had to put myself out because I didn't. Once I decided what I wanted to join, I didn't go to their parties and stuff like that. I didn't put myself in a position where they could see me all the time. It was more so me getting to know people inside that organization, and they wanted me. They recruited me.
Yeah. Oh, you got recruited, top draft pick.
No, not like that.
You get recruited too?
What was the offer? What kind of money they gave you, Rod? What kind of incentives they gave
You got the
NIL.
But that's real life though, because if you look at your organization, at least for us, our thing's always about protecting the brand. Even Mike, he spoke on this. It's about protecting the brand. So just because somebody come up and say they want to be in your organization, don't mean, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick him because he want to be in. Sometimes you got to go out for quality members. Sometimes you got to take the time out and say, hey, I think he'd be a good fit in the organization, and actually recruit that person to want to join. It's not always who want to be in there. Sometimes it's
and to piggyback off what Rod said, it is kind of about where you are seen or rather who sees you, because we had one of the rare college days in West Point. Southern Miss was one of the colleges that came to the college day, and the representative was a Q, Thomas Figgis. And I spoke with him when we was there. We exchanged numbers, spoke with him, everything. And then when I got to USM, I met him. I saw him in the gym. We saw each other in random places, but he would always just, he would talk to me, ask me how my class was going, this and that, what I was doing. Then it was another frat brother that was in my major. He was older than me, but I used to see him as well, and he saw what I was doing in class, this and that. So between them two that saw me on the regular, and then when I finally did go to the interest meeting and I saw them two there, I will say I'm sure that did help me to get the vote, because they saw me doing stuff. And it wasn't that I was trying to appeal to what Omega wanted. I was just going about my regular day and just was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
JP. And I think like everybody, Willie and Rod is saying, it's the simplest way, easiest way to put it, like you just it's kind of like a job or anything else. You got to protect the brand, but you don't want to hire, if you look at it as an employer, you don't want to hire people that's going to go out there and embarrass you or bad workers. And like you said, a lot of times, to answer your question, when people know you came to an interest meeting or whatnot, and you say that you might need help, this, that, and the third, Well, that kind of goes back on you. If I'm trying to go and play football at Mississippi State, I can't just sit up here and just say, well, they just gonna come get me out the blue unless I'm like Rod getting recruited like that. I gotta go and put the work in. I gotta go to the camps. I gotta make my Twitter handle. I gotta show that I can be an asset.
Got
An
to go to
asset.
the service projects. Got to go to
Yeah,
community projects and whatnot.
right. People, I mean, it's like anything. People don't want to hire people that don't want to work. You know what I mean? So you got to show yourself as a worker. That's with anything that you try to do.
But and to pick out what JP said, because I know when we kind of spoke on this topic last week, we was talking about community service. Is the black, are these organizations still prevalent, doing work for the communities and this, like JP said, everyone should be doing service now. We all are members of the ones who are members of the organization. We all know everybody don't work. I mean, that's a part of anything. That's a part of anything. You got people that don't work. But the question is, I will pose to Rod and JP. Do you think we're still relevant as far as community service goes?
I think we are. I think the service that we do a lot of times isn't publicized. We ask the news people to come out, we ask the papers to come out, and a lot of times they don't come. And so unless we put it out there, and when we put it on our Facebook and Twitter, but everybody don't
Mm-hmm.
follow us like that. So a lot of times the people that see it is other people of the organization or
Mm-hmm.
other Greeks. So
Mm-hmm.
I do believe the stuff that we do in the community is still relevant. Now, I think sometimes we focus too much on the same communities
Mm-hmm.
where there's several chapters in Jackson, Mississippi. And I understand Jackson needs some help, but there's several counties and cities surrounding Jackson, Mississippi. And I feel like we kind of shun them because you in Madison, you in Rankin, y'all don't need the help. But it's still African American people who could use some service there too. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like we should kind of widen
Mm-hmm.
our net a little bit, but I
Yeah.
think it's still relevant
Yeah.
in
And and to pick it, and I think some of that I definitely agree with you. And I know, times when we were in Hattiesburg, or even now, we did reach out to some of the smaller areas, communities that needed help. But like you said, you don't get a lot of publicity for it. It's just kind of, it's something that you do. You know about it. People on campus, they probably know about it and come out to it. But it's all about that light with media, because we all know Black Greek organizations, they can get a bad light real quick, because because when I remember telling my mom that I wanted to be a part of an organization. All she knew was what she saw on TV, the beans drinking, the hazing, the people dying, and she was scared for her life to think her baby boy was finna go was finna go through all that. So the light that is shined upon us sometimes is not all that great and can be dark at times, but we are relevant in doing what we're supposed to do. I think we just need to try to make that push to make it, to get it more out there, to get more people to see what is still going on.
And see, Rod, like what you're saying, that's one thing that we do here in Northeast Mississippi. We do a better job of. We don't just focus on Starkville. We try to hit the whole Golden Triangle, Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, because there's 4 chapters up here in this area. So, and we do a great job of working together. So no, 3 chapters. I'm sorry. So in saying that, the community service efforts, we try to do one at least 4 times a year. But the problem that we're running into, we're seeing a lot of prideful people now that is not kind of accepting the help, and the people that are requesting the help or requesting the donation, is those are the ones basically, you know I don't want to say the word scamming, but put it like this: we did a toy drive. We adopted a family, and when we came in to present the family with gifts, the family didn't have uh, furniture. They had like one couch in their apartment. But you look under the tree, somebody had already beat us with the adopted family. So from the living room to the kitchen were full of toys. You know what I'm saying? And so now when we do our Christmas giveaway, we're very selective on who uh who we pull from adopted family. So if we pull somebody from adopted family, we actually go back and do a little bit more in-depth research just to make sure that you don't want somebody that really didn't have nothing could have got something. And like a lot of community services that I do within the community, I don't publicize Omega because it's not about everything that I do in the community. It's not about me, or I don't focus on that. I just focus on just going out and trying to help people.
Preach it, preach it, brother. I thought you about to say you was publicizing the church as the deacon.
Thought you were gonna make that transition.
I thought he was gonna loop it around. You know what? I'm just representing the Lord. He's our one and only Savior, and that's when I go out. That's what I'm trying to represent. It ain't about these colors. It ain't about these letters. It's about the God. It's not about the Dog, but it's about the God. You had your 3 points right there.
3 of them, you out.
JP is the man of the year there.
He is the
man of the year now.
Salute JP on this flying of the plane. Let this
flying jets.
Tell us about that, JP.
Oh man, it was amazing. It was good to see. Like I said, my wife was there, my kids were there, everybody was there. My mom, auntie, cousins. We flew in the F-16 Thunderbird. We was in the air show. Columbus, Mississippi. Even though I'm not from Columbus, they nominated me hometown hero. And I thought that was pretty neat and unique. And we spent just about the whole weekend with the Thunderbirds. So that was a nice experience. And they came up to the school and talked to the kids, and the kids kind of, they was excited about me. So what's today? Wednesday. These past 3 days, I can't even take a step, without the school without the kids just asking questions, want to see videos. And so, when you do stuff for the Lord and you do stuff out the kindness of your heart, you don't have to say, look what I done. People will uplift you, and people will let you know that your work is not in vain. But it was nice. I didn't throw up.
Good job.
I handled it like a true, I handled real good. Only issues I had when they spent me, we were real fast on the barrel. Kinda, my hands and my eyes and my brains, they didn't work together no more like they used. So, but other than that, we hit 9.5 G's. But it was nice. I was just happy. That's what me and my wife was talking about. I was so happy that we were able to experience it together, and our kids, Terrence, just by you being military, you know how it is on the military base, how tight knit though the families are over there. But for us being civilians, it was good for my family to get deep into the military base and kind of see those things, man. So. But it was real nice. It was real nice. I enjoyed it, man. If I ever got the chance, I know I'd love to do it again. But God, I get that chance again, so I made sure I milked it pretty well.
Awesome, my brother.
That was great, man. We were real proud of it. We did shout you out on Facebook. For those that don't know, Mr. Hofus is not on Facebook, but we did put you out there. And everybody was real proud of you, man. There's a lot of comments, a lot of love. So we appreciate you for your service. Let's see what the comments are saying tonight. We got a comment here. It says, but Greek life is important, but it's not all fun and popularity. We do put in work, we do mentor kids, and buddy, when some of those kids go down the wrong path, it hurts. But the ones who are succeed makes it worth it. And it does. I can
It
remember the
does.
times going to the Boys and Girl Club and even the Single Beta Club. When they grow up, especially ones that grow up to actually join the organization, go to school, whether they join or not, but they go to school and graduate, man, it makes you
Mhm.
feel some type of way. But we've had some who grew up and didn't go to school. They went to another institution.
Mhm. Yeah,
and and that's just part of it, man. You can't reach them all, but you try to reach as many as
right.
you can.
You're right
And
about that.
so
And see, Mike, not talking about kids. Uh, we had a lamplight, Omega Prep in Columbus. He was a ninth grader and he died. He had cancer and he died as a ninth grader. And this year will be his senior year. And so, like you said, it hurts losing kids who I who wants to look up to you, who asks 1,000 questions, uh, who kind of who wants that guidance along the way. But so this year we're gonna do some stuff to honor him, and because he's supposed to be the graduating senior this year. So,
Mm.
uh, a lot of stuff that we do, like I said, don't get publicized, but if kids are following you in the right path, like you said, you'll be excited to see them grow. And, the ones that don't, you did your job, as long as you put it out there and try to help them, you know, that bird is off of you.
and I will say this about the our organizations. It's a little different on campus and being on campus as in Greek and being in the graduate chapter, because in the graduate chapter as adults we do a lot more service. You
Mhm.
know, we the service is done on campus, don't get me wrong, and the chapters do try to get out in the community, but at the same time you got to remember that for the
In
most part
school.
we kids
Yeah.
and you gotta
Yeah.
go to school. You're gonna do kid stuff. You're gonna do silly stuff. Yeah, regardless if you're Greek or not, you still like to party, but you get put on it's on a different level because now I'm a Greek and I'm partying. You
Mhm.
know, and so it changes a little bit, but it is what it is. It's just one of those things we have to remember that the kids on campus are still kids. They a lot of them, most people that pledge on campus do so before they turn 21. And they out there having fun. They trying new things, trying different things. But once you get into that graduate chapter or get into once you become an older person, it's a lot more about service and what you can do for your community. Uh, More so than when you're younger.
Yeah.
You're right, Rod. Once you grow up,
Yeah,
once you mature,
it changes, man. It does.
It does a lot. Yeah,
All
because
right.
I think Jonathan smile. Jonathan he got something you want to say.
Go ahead,
He
brother.
biting his tongue.
You can say it. Ain't nobody gonna be mad.
I
He
ain't got
biting
nothing to
his
say
tongue.
for
Look
real.
at
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just listening.
him.
I guess I haven't seen a lot of Greek stuff going on in Hasburg lately, and it could be because of the pandemic. Which is why I proposed the question, or if they still working in the community or in the schools. I don't see a lot of stuff going on in the schools anymore down here, where I did when I first started. So I was just wondering, are y'all still
Mhm.
doing anything, or have the new age people just decided I just want to be in a fraternity or sorority, and that's what I want to do and be gone?
Well, I know, I know on the school aspect, a big part of it was the junior auxiliary groups, and I think the signals are going through some of the same stuff that Mega's going through. We recently kind of did away with the program a couple of years ago with Omega Preps, and now it's being revamped into a Lamplighters program because it was getting out of hand in some aspect of it. So it had to be pulled. It had to be pulled back. Let it chill out for a while, and revamp it, bring it back in a different in a different light. So I know in that aspect that was usually a big draw to the Greeks to the high schools, because I know that was when I was in undergrad, because we dealt with the preps hands on all the time. And you'll see us at the high school with them, or you'll see them on campus with us. So I think when that kind of was taken out, that did kind of take some of that appearance away from in the schools. But I know, like with us around Harrisburg, we're still big with the Boys and Girls Club in that aspect. As far as being at the high school, now we do activities. We have regular talent hunt programs, essay scholarships, which don't actually require us to physically be at the school, but we're still interacting with the students just on another level.
Yeah, it's the same exact way. We had to rebrand our Sigma Beta Club as well, because it basically was trying to become like a junior fraternity, and it's not really what it was supposed to be. We didn't want them going in thinking that they were already Sigmas. We wanted them to understand that this was a club to help them grow and become men as they get ready to graduate. And so yeah, we had to scale back some things, man. We had to make sure that it was focusing on education and growth and not on just the fun stuff. And it's the people, man. Sometimes you get guys in, even little kids, or even in the organization itself, who want to come in and do work, and then other times you get them in that they don't want to do nothing but step. That's all they want to do. They join so they can step high.
So let me ask you this, since you brought it up, Rod. Why do y'all don't step no more? What happened to the step shows? Ain't no step show. Why people don't step no more?
I tell you now,
They got to be a money making thing.
I can tell you right now, from the aspect, a lot of step shows, especially the bigger step shows that were put on, it was a money event for us. And at some point, that kind of turned. You know, we wasn't making the same. My and my ankle. I feel you on that, Mike. But yeah, it got to a point where that it wasn't a big money generator. Now they still do events on campus. Now those outside events, because you got to think, if it's my week and I'm having a step show, I got to pay for the venue, I got to pay for the teams, I got to pay for security, I got to pay extra, I got to pay this and that. And the money, just like when we was in school, we could throw a Thursday party at the hi-hat and you be good for a minute. But you could put on it, because back in our day, the Sigmas had the best step show. Ain't hands down. They had the best step show on campus. They always had a packed house. They always had a great host. They had great acts. We won it in 2007. I just want to put that out there. But it was that. But to do that in today's age, they'll lose money. Yeah, or somebody gonna have to put it up.
That's all it is, man. Even by the time I got ready to leave, step shows became so expensive, because the thing with the step show was, you outside of the stepping, you wanted to make sure everybody else had a good time. So you had to find a great host. A host they start asking for more and more money. And so
somebody had Ricky Smiley, didn't it?
Yeah. Ricky Smiley put us in debt.
Ricky Smiley. That was like 04, 05.
Man, I was all up in that show. Yeah, I paid my $25. I said $25. See Ricky Smiley? Yes, sir.
I'm in there.
I don't know what happened with the stepping portion of it, but I got to see Ricky Smiley with $25.
And that was the thing. And we knew that. We knew we got a comedian to host our chef show, that people knew that people would come at least to see the comedian, whether they saw the stepping or not. And so by the time I was getting ready to leave, the issue was comedians cost so much that we were literally looking for the next breakout comedian.
Right.
We were literally
y'all was on.
We were looking for a host that was like, oh man, they had a funny show. Right. Like one. So maybe if they come like, okay, yeah, I seen that and I want to see him again, because trying to get Ricky Smiley and anybody else out, it was just way too expensive. Right. We even one year we didn't even do a step show. We did a comedy show. Just trying to give somebody something different.
Remember that,
yeah.
But this new age now, we got a lot of internet sensational comedians. I'm sure y'all can get them now.
Hey.
You get Country Wayne. I'm sure Country Wayne.
Country Wayne coming down to the singer. I bet he charging bank on bank on bank.
Yeah, he
Look,
charged
Mike
that.
said it best though. Like, why would I buy a ticket when if somebody gonna go to the event and they gonna put that thing on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, whatever live it may be?
Yeah.
And now instead of getting that money, you losing.
You gonna lose, yeah.
You losing.
Yeah, it's
So,
hard. That's another. It's hard to fill them seats. It's hard to fill them seats because it's cool because you on campus. It's cool you get the other grease to come, but a lot of times you got the other grease coming. It might be at a discount. You need the paying seats, and that's the hard part. That's like folks ask us about Q Delta step shows. How you say, well, Q Delta step show, that's just one part of the weekend. If you factor in all that money that's got to be paid out, it's tough. And I tell folks, you got to remember, like Rod said earlier, we college kids. We 19, 20, 21 years old, trying to budget and put on events, and then still trying to go to school. Still trying to, and at some point, I feel like now the kids today are like, well, I ain't really got to worry because it ain't as important now. Back then, we felt like we had to do it because it was rolling. It was going. It was going. It wasn't no, you're not gonna do a blue and white step show. We not gonna do a Q Duck. That's just what it was. But now you don't have those same you don't have to do those things because everybody's not looking for it. You know,
and the people on campus do dictate that stuff, man. Because you're right. When me, especially 05, 06, I remember it was competition.
Oh yeah, all day.
To have a successful week, to have people come out and participate, it was a competition. It was when the Qs and Deltas gonna do Q Delt week, so we can make sure we don't do ours too close to them because we don't want people to be like, well, I can't spend my money now because I gotta save my money for this. It was all a planning type thing. But I mean, you be surprised, man. But today, they just don't have to, like Mike said. You got all this social media. I mean, especially with even COVID messed some of that up. I think LaChawn said something about that.
Yeah.
Because probates and stuff are being on YouTube and stuff. It's
virtual.
like, I mean, what's the point now? Folks and they ask you, is it gonna be live stream? Because they like, I ain't
right. Right. And from the organization standpoint, you cutting the cost. I mean, I get a location, I get a good camera, and I record.
You can use that camera for other stuff in the future.
Exactly.
Shout out to the Zeta Phi Beta and the Alpha Kappa Alpha that's going to NR Burger tomorrow. That's outstanding. That's great. It just shows you, man. That's in your district.
I'm employed by Hattiesburg Public School, and I have not heard that NR Burger was getting any kind of governor award. So we need to advertise that more in the school district. I'm not sure if Ms. Bowie is a part of the school district or if she's a educator there. But we should have had that put out in our media that's sent out once a week by the school.
So when you get to work tomorrow, help us.
Help us, help you.
But I will it is about the publication because we had to do the same thing because we started a scholarship endowment at USM in 2014, 2015, around that time. And we keep up with the scholarships, but maybe a couple of years ago, we was looking at the applicants and it wasn't a lot. And I was like, is this being pushed like it should be? Because it's an open scholarship. It's money, formed by us, the chapter. And so we had to go back and revamp our plan, and we had to get it more publicized out there to current students at the school and students that are planning, kids who are planning to come to USM. So yeah, it can be. And I'm pretty sure they might have put it out there. It's just, did you see it or where was it put at?
She said it was, and so that's just the thing. But that's kind of a prime example of how we do work, and it doesn't get circulated around. NR Burger is in the system with Hattiesburg Public School. I mean, it's in Hattiesburg Public School District, and the middle school know, but the high school don't. And so it's the same way out in the community. The people in that community directly know, but nobody else know. The news don't come see us do outstanding work. The news don't come. You don't see on the news, Alpha Phi Alpha did this, or Sigma Gamma Rho did that. All you see is so and so got shot today. so and so is embezzling money. You know, that's what you see. They don't put out the positive things. So as you get older, man, you miss some of this stuff.
And then, like we say, a lot of stuff today is publicized through social media. So you have to follow the right accounts. You have to look for certain things because that's just the way of getting media out nowadays. So I know that's a lot of ways that we push a lot of stuff through.
Hey, in Hasbro, we get stuff out through the Hasbro Patriot.
Hasbro Patriot? Oh no!
Talk to the Hasbro Patriot.
That's that fake.
That's why we get stuff out. Hey, can a non-group throw up the step show?
Yeah, you can throw it. Anybody throw a step show. You gonna be out a lot more money.
That's all it is. You want people to come step at your step show. Just have a big prize at the end.
Yep. Invite Will Smith.
No, they come see him.
Who's getting slapped tonight?
Tonight on the stage. Q, you slap each other for free, and we ain't getting no publicity.
Yeah,
I almost had a couple of fights. I remember one show. Somebody got slapped. They got
that was that first step show. That was fall 2003. We went to that step show.
Man, that was good.
Yeah.
You hit me too hard.
That almost. I was like, do I want to be on that? They wah. Them brothers cool now, you know.
I'm glad to hear that.
I learned the background of what it was, you know. They wasn't expecting that, kind of like Chris Rock was. But they actually retaliated.
It's all about where you at.
It's all about where you at.
I mean, step show is a part of the show. Who knows?
I mean, it wasn't the Oscars. It wasn't but a couple hundred people there.
It was a packed house now.
It was. That auditorium was packed. Yep. That fella got slapped hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what are we talking about next week?
Next week, if nobody else, if I say anybody got a topic, I have a topic. If nobody else have one.
Well, you can throw your topic out there now.
Yeah, and we'll judge
it. We'll judge it and see if it's a good topic. You just can't dictate the whole thing, Rob. Y'all got a topic? Y'all have a topic? I got a topic. This is what we're gonna talk about.
Just show know how Rob
we talked about it one time, but I think we talk about pet peeves, man. Things that just bother us. You know, it could be anything. You know, after what happened at the Oscars, obviously that bothered Jada and Will. So let's talk about
what grinds our gears.
Huh?
We're gonna talk about what grind our gears.
What grind our gears? It's a good show. What grind our gears? Straight out of Family Guy.
Straight.
So if everybody cool with that, we'll do things that grind our gears. Pet peeve, man. You never know.
What about the dad joke? We ain't hear the dad joke for today.
No, what? Anybody got a dad joke? I didn't get a chance to post that because I was posting about JP and everything.
Oh, forget that. The dad joke.
That was the dad joke.
But if anybody got a dad joke, please put it in the comments. We love to have them. You know, all of us are being fathers, so we like a good dad joke. So if you have some, please feel free. You can also find us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And so you can find us anywhere that your device will allow you to go. So with that, if there's nothing else. Oh, we got one. What do you call a cow with no legs? What do you call a cow with no legs? Anybody? Ground beef.
I see Mike's shirt. When we get our shirts, Mike, you first on the list.
A cow with no legs, ground beef.
That's classic.
Boy, them dad jokes just woo. Why?
Mike been on it 2 weeks in a row.
Why dad jokes gotta be the corny jokes?
I believe bro was waiting on that one. He was waiting on that one.
He had that in his pocket.
That one saved up. He came with it too quick.
You're ready. Mike got him.
That's good. That's good. All right, fellas. If there's not anything else, we're gonna thank everybody for joining us tonight. We had a pretty large crowd. We thank everybody for participating in the chats. We'll see everybody next week. And like always, you don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Peace.
Full circle.
I got my own room. At the end, after that, we go